Ang guidance and counseling services ang foundation ng advocacy ng isang guidance counselor. Guidance services are the primary services na ino-offer ng isang guidance counselor para sa kanyang mga clients. Think of it like a doctor providing medical service, a lawyer providing legal services, social worker providing social services, accountant providing accounting and finance services. Guidance and counseling ang services para sa mga guidance counselors. Pero ano nga ba itong mga guidance and counseling services na ito? Hi, my name is Arkin. I am a licensed counselor, licensed psychometrician, and today we are going to talk about guidance and counseling services. Guidance and counseling are the different kinds of services and programs that provide assistance and help for the clients to achieve their full potential and their current goals in life. These guidance services are crafted, specialized, and designed para sa mga clients to assist their current needs for them to reach their full potential and to make an informed decision for their current goals in life. Now, before we proceed, a few disclaimer lang po muna sa ating lahat, guys. Ang i-mention ko po ay ilan sa mga common and usual guidance and counseling services that are offered here in the Philippines. Yung ibang babanggitin ko have a different names, different titles, different nomenclatures. Depende sa universities, institutions, and other organizations that usually provide guidance and counseling services. Now, kung meron man ako hindi ma-provide dito sa video na ito, please let me know down in the comment section and let's have a talk about it para malaman din ng mga viewers natin out there kung ano nga ba yung iba pang mga guidance services na hindi ko mababanggit sa video na ito. Okay? Is that cool? Now, with that being said, let us proceed with these guidance and counseling services. Now, first off is the orientation service. Now, ang orientation service, typically binibigay siya or kinakonduct siya at the beginning of a certain period para magkaroon ng awareness ang mga newcomers sa certain organization, certain institutions, sa mga policies, guidelines, programs, services, and even the culture ng kanilang bagong papasokang school, companies, or even other organizations. Now, again, itong orientation service ay ibino-provide para sa mga newcomers para magkaroon sila ng awareness kung ano nga ba yung philosophy, yung vision and mission of the organization, and also kasama na din dito yung cultures and practices na meron dito sa mga organizations na ito. Now, typically, guidance and counseling services are offered in different schools, colleges, and universities. So, magkakaroon tayo ng idea na yung mga services at mga programs na ino-offered dito sa mga schools na ito are being oriented during the beginning of the school year. Hence, the orientation service. Now, hindi lang mga programs and cultures ang ipino-provide or ibinibigay ng orientation service para sa mga newcomers. Orientation service also provide the information about the school's philosophy, mission and vision, goals, and even the administrators, the different academic programs, and also the student support and student services na meron dito sa mga institutions na ito. Now, in the basic education department, typically, the orientation service are provided para sa mga parents and students. Either magkasama na sila or magkahiwalay, depende kung paano ipino-provide ito ng isang guidance counselor or ng guidance office. Sa tertiary education, usually nagpo-provide ng orientation service at the beginning of the school year or depende sa institution if they're going to conduct it every semester or every beginning of the semester, usually 2 or 3 times. Well, again, depende ito sa program na ipino-provide ng guidance office. Now, on the other hand, kung ang guidance counselor is working at a company or an industry, typically ang orientation service ay kinakonduct during the employee orientation and introduction para sa mga industry sector or pwede nating tawaging onboarding. And para naman sa mga guidance counselors who are in the community sector or in the community-based sectors, usually ang orientation service includes the different programs that are available para sa mga nasa community. Might as well kasama din dito yung mga available local government units and non-government organizations na meron o referred or network ang office ng guidance counselor sa community. Now, most probably, ang orientation service ay kinakonduct ng isang guidance counselor or ng guidance advocate kung wala pa silang available na licensed counselor to practice. But usually, ang orientation service is a collaboration of the different offices na involved sa institutions and yung mga programs programs nila are also oriented para dito sa mga newcomers sa mga organizations at institutions na ito. Next service is the information service. So from the word itself, ang service na ito ay collection ng iba't ibang relevant and current information or materials na galing sa iba't ibang sources or media na ginagather, kino-collect, and dinidisseminate ng isang guidance counselor or ng guidance advocate sa iba't ibang platforms, either in bulletin boards or even in digital or social media. Pwede rin itong i-disseminate through different kinds of activities such as psychoeducational activities, other kinds of posting, or in different lectures or in different symposia. Now, ang mga materials and media na kino-collect ng guidance counselor can be at the following areas. Halimbawa, personal social information such as how to gain self-confidence, all about self-esteem, managing emotions, improving social skills, and related sa personal social ng isang tao. Pwede rin tungkol sa academic or educational information. Now, this information ay tungkol sa paano ba mag-develop ng study habits, ano yung mga educational information tungkol sa courses or sa mga strands na kanilang pupuntahan or i-apply, mga financial assistance programs, mga iba't ibang teaching and learning strategies, mga school rules and regulations, or even mga tungkol sa scholarship grants na available. And it can also contains career, vocational, or occupational information. Ang laman naman ng information part na ito ay tungkol sa mga job posting, career goals, career education awareness, mga different types of jobs, mga hirings, mga career tips, interview tips, and related sa pagbuo ng career or ng vocation ng isang tao. Now again, ang mga materials na ipinoprovide sa information service can be a physical copy or in digital forms. Now, whether kung ito ay sa community, sa school, or sa industry, ang goal ng information service ay makapag-provide ng iba't ibang informative references and materials para sa mga stakeholders to gain more knowledge and, again, information on the different challenges that they are currently facing. Pwede rin natin itong i-provide through the means of small group guidance or psychoeducational group, homeroom guidance time or homeroom guidance activities. Pwede rin ito in the form of seminars or symposia, or kung gumagamit tayo ng digital platform, pwede rin ito sa webinar or even a conference para sa mga stakeholders. Now, sa Commission on Higher Education or CHED Memorandum Number 09 Series of 2013 or sa tinatawag na Enhanced Policies and Guidelines on Student Affairs and Services, ang orientation service at ang information service are in the single and interrelated program or service under what we call the Student Welfare Services Unit. At ang tawag dito is Orientation Information Service. Next is the Testing Service. Now, this service specializes in providing standardized and non-standardized tests para sa mga clients to have a better understanding ng kanilang sarili and other perspective about their current situations and current behavior na gumagamit ng specific measurement and domains na intended na i-measure ng mga tests na ito. Now, sa service na ito, ang guidance counselor should use updated and original versions of these tests that they administer, score, interpret, and disseminate para ma-communicate ang mga results and interpretations na ito sa mga clients in an objective and non-biased way. Now, these kinds of tests na pwedeng i-provide ng isang guidance counselor can be categorized into two. One is a standardized test na kung saan ito ay typically a psychological test or a standardized test that has a high validity and reliability, usually measuring academic, personal, psychological, behavioral, or even personality. And another category is the non-standardized test, which can include checklists, student information, surveys, and pwedeng makagather ng information sa client pero not as high reliability and validity of the standardized tests. Now, usually, ang testing service are conducted annually pero depende sa mga institutions kung paano nila kinakandak ang testing program, if it is annual or if it is twice a year or how long it will be conducted as long as it is provided for the clients. Now, usually, ang guidance counselor provides the testing program alongside with counseling services para sa result and interpretation of these standardized tests. However, sa existence ng RA 10029 or what we call also the Psychology Act of 2009, nagiging kapartner ng guidance counselor ang mga registered psychometricians. Now, in the setup of the guidance office, usually the registered psychometrician is the one who is designing, implementing, monitoring, and evaluating the testing program alongside with the guidance counselor. Ngayon, saan papasok ang guidance counselor? Ang guidance counselor ang magpo-provide ng counseling or ng intervention kapag nakuha na yung mga results and interpretation out of the testing program na kinandak ni registered psychometrician. Now, we still work hand in hand with these professionals para ma-manifest yung essence ng testing program kapartner ng other programs and services that are also offered by the guidance office. Next is appraisal service. Now, appraisal service collects information from the client and analyze these information to understand better the history and the past experiences of the client, and at the same time makapagbuo ng specialized approach sa mga experiences and challenges na kinakaharap ng client based dun sa mga information na nagather from them. Now, this service sometimes tinatawag ito na individual inventory service, na kung saan kinokollect ng guidance counselor itong mga pertinent materials and pertinent documents ng mga client to have a profile of these clients at inilalagay ito sa tinatawag na cumulative folder or cumulative envelope or cumulative data ng isang client or ng isang student. And ang pwede lang maka-access dito sa folder na ito is the counselor and the client. Kami lang ang pwede maka-access dito sa mga folders na ito. At kapag nagsistay ang client sa institution or organization na kasama niya ang guidance counselor, these cumulative folders pile up with the different achievements and other relevant information na dagdag sa experiences ng client. Now, one thing na ma-observe natin with this service, nabanggit natin yung appraisal at yung individual inventory. Now, what is the difference between the two? Even though both of them follows the same principle and guidelines, the key difference, technically speaking, between the two ay yung tinatawag natin na analysis. The appraisal service does not only collect the information from the client, but also they analyze, or the guidance counselors analyze these data to come up with a specialized and what we call the idiosyncratic approach para sa pag-address or pag-provide ng solutions or needs based from the data and documents na present na nanggaling kay client or kay student. Now, in other institutions, testing service and appraisal service comes together or they are interrelated service. Since the logic and the idea ay after mong mag-conduct ng mga test, you are going to keep the results and the interpretations at ilalagay mo ito sa cumulative folder ng student to come up with a specialized approach based from the pertinent data na na-collect out of the stay and out of the residency ng client sa care ng guidance counselor. Also, the name of the testing and appraisal service can come with different names or different nomenclature. Sometimes they are called the testing and appraisal service, or sometimes they are also called the assessment service since they are assessing the data from the clients. Ngayon, itong mga test na ito and the results and interpretations, these come from the psychological tests and the standardized tests, and itong mga data na galing dito sa mga test na ito are called the psychological test data. Now, another data that are being collected by the guidance counselor are what we call the non-test data. Ito na yung mga documents and mga records ng student such as the scholastic record or yung mga report cards or yung mga TOR. Nandito rin ang mga medical records, dental records, mga information sheets, mga certificates, photocopies ng licenses, certifications, registrations, and all kinds of these data na relevant sa progress and development ni client. Kapag nakolekta na ni counselor itong mga data na ito, dito na papasok yung analysis ng mga information out of what the counselor had collected, and dito na magkakaroon ng conceptualization si counselor para sa mga individualized programs and approaches kung halimbawa man na mga ilangan si client ng assistance sa kanyang pinagdadaanan or sa kanyang inquiry about what they are going to do or what they are going to pursue right after na umalis sila sa institution. Now, next is the counseling service. Sabi nga ni Dr. Villar, counseling is the heart of the guidance and counseling services. Now, ang tanong ay bakit? paano naging heart ang counseling ng guidance and counseling services? Now first, ang counseling ang core at ang foundation ng practice ng isang guidance counselor. Second, ang counseling ang isa sa mga direct services na ipinoprovide ni counselor, na kung saan dito nagkakaroon ng one-to-one interaction si counselor sa client. Dito sila nakakapag-establish ng kanilang working relationship face-to-face, or kung sa online man ito, still they are continuing the establishment of a working relationship towards each other. Ang counseling service din ang most connected personally sa mga clients and making light sa mga situations and challenges na nangyayari kay client. Napag-usapan na natin ng last video typically about what is guidance and counseling from the previous video. I'll try to put an iCard here, here, or I can link the video in the description down below for you to watch. But basically, counseling again is a one-to-one working relationship with a capable client in making sound decision and how they can reach their full potential with their skills, capabilities, and needs. Now, there are different types of counseling na pwedeng gamitin ni counselor or pwedeng maging field ni counselor, such as academic counseling, addiction counseling, substance abuse counseling, family and marriage counseling, career counseling, and there are a lot more fields in the guidance and counseling. Meron ding types ng counseling na depende sa number of clients, such as individual counseling, group counseling, or even family counseling and couples counseling. Mapapag-usapan natin itong mga kinds of counseling na ito sa mga susunod na videos. So, stay tuned kayo dyan. Now, as what I have mentioned, ang counseling ang heart ng guidance and counseling program, and it is very important to note that counseling service can only be provided by a licensed guidance counselor, issued and regulated by the Professional Regulations Commission. Nakalagay sa batas yun. So, you can imagine if there is no guidance counselor in a certain institution, magkakaroon ng limitation sa pwedeng ma-achieve at pwedeng ma-avail na services ng mga clients, because the important and the heart of the program or the services is limited because there are no available counselors that can provide this service. Now, you can imagine the struggle and challenges na kinakaharap ng mga institutions na ito na walang guidance counselor na present or walang nagsusupervise na licensed counselor. And if you want to talk about the challenges na kinakaharap ng mga guidance counselors like us, you can comment down below kung interested kayo about that kind of topic. Now, another service is what we call the consultation service. Ito din ay isa sa mga direct services na ipinoprovide ni counselor para sa mga clients. Pero unlike ng counseling service na direct ang working relationship, ang consultation service is a direct services provided para sa mga tao na nasa paligid or involved sa development ng isang client. Now, technically, consultation is defined as an activity engaged in by the individual when expertise of the consultant is requested by another party or by another organization. Ngayon, sa definition na ito, nakikita natin na counselor plays as a consultant when it comes to the challenges and obstacles na kinakaharap ni client. We are looked into the organization as an expert of what is happening and what can be the causes and implications of the challenges and obstacles na kinakaharap ni client. The expertise of a counselor is being sought by the different organizations or the different parties na nare-request ang presence ni counselor through a consultation. Now, ang role ni counselor sa consultation service is a third party. Siya ang namamagitan between two parties or two organizations or the people involved in the certain situations. Counselor ang nagpo-provide ng overview ng possible interventions and an expert feedback para sa kapakanan ng mga clients or kapakanan ni client based sa consultation na hinihingi ng dalawang parties. Si counselor ay walang pinapanigan between these parties. The counselor is the expert and a consultant on what solution that they can come up based sa mga information and based sa mga empirical data na na-collect through the different services also that are offered and realistic alternatives para sa ikabubuti at para sa kapakanan ni client.